Tsunami warning buoys are very helpful, but at the same time they are very complicated and confusing. Sometimes these buoys are helpful, but they can also be obsolete. In this movie, you will see both the good and bad features of this buoy. I will also show you what creates a tsunami and what happens after a tsunami. I will start by telling you about the company that creates some of these tsunami warning buoys, NOAA. NOAA stands for National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. NOAA creates many of the tsunami warning buoys that are currently in use. Their current system that is in use is called DART-2. DART-2 consists of many parts. The most important part of the tsunami warning buoy is the sensor. I will tell you more about the sensors later. DART is one of the models of buoys. These buoys are made by NOAA. The newest model of buoys are called the DART-2. DART-2 is currently in use right now, along with other companies' buoys. DART-2 is one of the top used buoys in the world. They are mostly placed in the Pacific Ocean. These buoys are floating above the ocean. They receive messages from the underwater sensors. Then they relay that message to the nearest tsunami warning center. From the tsunami warning center, they send out a signal to all the people they fear that are in danger. These signals can take around an hour just to send one single signal. These buoys are placed all around the coastal areas surrounding the Pacific Ocean. What might surprise you is that the only amount of buoys that they need to protect the maximum amount of people are 10 buoys. These dots on this map, both the yellow and the red dots, are the locations of these buoys. These are the places where most water pressure changes are happening. Tsunami warning buoys are from and in all different types of countries. A couple of these countries consist of Thailand, Australia, and Japan. These buoys were placed in these countries because these were the countries with the highest probabilities of a tsunami happening. The main area for where tsunami warning buoys are placed are in the Pacific Ocean. This is because most of the tsunamis have occurred in or around the Pacific Ocean. These buoys use advanced technology. These buoys have two different settings, standard and event. Standard is where the sensors measure water pressure changes and report their findings every 15 minutes. The buoy is automatically sent to event mode when it finds high seismic activity. The buoy stays in event mode for 4 hours and will turn back to standard if there are no more high seismic activity for 4 hours. This specific technology transfers a lot of information. The information went from the sensors to the buoys, and then from the buoys, the information is sent to the Tsunami Warning Center. After the Tsunami Warning Center gets the information, they then relay that message to everyone that is in danger. These Tsunami Warning Buoy centers are located on the countries surrounding or bordering the Pacific Ocean, where most of the Tsunami Warning Buoys are placed. Tsunami Warning Buoys have a couple of parts to them. Out of all, I think the sensors on the sea floor that measures the water pressure changes is the most important. What I find very interesting is that as little as 1 centimeter change of water pressure can put the tsunami warning buoy into alert mode. The sensors are a very delicate system. If one part of the system breaks, everything will be messed up. This is how tsunami warning buoys work. When the subsea detectors find a change in water pressure, they relay that signal to the surface buoy. Tsunami warning buoys were built to protect people from tsunamis. One of the massive tsunamis hit Japan in 2011. The Japan tsunami was during the time when there were tsunami warning buoys. Tsunamis are large surges of water. These surges can travel long distances at very high speeds. They are very destructive too. The causes of a tsunami are very large earthquakes, some of which are megathrust earthquakes explained in my next slide. A megathrust earthquake is a very large and powerful earthquake that only happens on a special fault. It occurs on a convergent plate boundary when two plates can get stuck together and then slide past each other and create a megathrust. Megathrust earthquakes are a main cause of tsunamis. Most megathrust earthquakes exceed 9.0 on the Richter scale. In fact, the past 6 earthquakes exceeding 9.0 on the Richter scale since 1990 have been because of megathrust earthquakes. One of the tsunamis that happened was because of a megathrust earthquake. This tsunami was the one that hit Japan in 2011. The tsunami warning sensors are powered by a large amount of D-cell alkaline batteries. These sensors have up to 16 power lines connected to them to power each part of the sensor. The expected life of the buoy is 2 to 4 years. After they are taken out of the water to be checked, they also refurbish them. What you might find interesting, though, is that the subsea sensor is not connected to the buoy. You might as well ask, well, what happens to all of this information? Well, in fact, all of this information from the buoys gets transferred to the people working in tsunami warning centers. Once the signal is received at these sensors, if the people feel there is a threat, they will send out a signal as quickly as they can. The problem is the signal takes a long time to be received, so by the time the signal gets to the center, they are obsolete. This is one of the many flaws in the tsunami warning system. These buoys may be able to save lives, but most of them are not reliable. In the first couple of years, more than 20% of the buoys were caught broken and not working. These buoys are checked to see if they are broken every 2 years. Hi, my name is Dawson and I am the creator of this film. I have a couple quick things to tell you before I end this movie. My first thing is that you should always flee in case of a large earthquake. My second and final thing is that when there is a large earthquake, it probably means that there will be a tsunami coming after it, so you should always be aware. Thank you for watching my movie, and bye!